beard. So I have been filling my time. Things have gone all topsy-turvy at the moment. If you are waiting on something creative from me, Dave Shotton. I'm not in the zone to make stuff at the moment. I'm all... If you're waiting for something in the post from me, got something for Brad, definitely got something for Stu, definitely got something from Bisto. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit skint. I'm just not spending... Pew, pew, pew! Got one of these. I didn't get one of these. Someone else got one of these. And if I give the little lady that this belongs to back as a gun, she'll cut it off. Because she won't be happy. So I've got to turn it into a robot. I'm going to try and make it a robot with you guys so I can just... some of the... Let's start from the beginning. X-Transpot's Polygon. A toy that I've never made a gun, because I tried to start making it a gun once, and when I did, the leg came off. And I love him dearly, for whatever the reasons are. I was given it by someone, and I'm always going to be eternally grateful. And I fucking love him. He's totally not my collector focus at all. I think we all know that he's not my collector focus, but at the same time... Mwah! However, I've been watching Bobby Skullface, a man who hates toys like people hate spiders. He gets all the toys, he plays with all the toys, and he just sits and berates them horribly. And I know, loads of people have said, oh, it's because he wants them to be the best, or it's because he wants the paint to be the best, or it's because he cares more than anybody else. Maybe true. The person who owns this is actually an acquaintance of Mr. Bobby Skullface. The person who owns this gun bot has been on a podcast with him, I think. It's Emily. Em knows him, okay? He's so harsh on stuff. But if you want to know how to do a toy, he explains the transformations beautifully. And I know there's a whole mass of people out there that are saying, I don't want to see the transformation in a video. I want to find out for myself. And if that's the case, magic, more power to you. That's not what I enjoy. I enjoy watching transformation videos. I watched the transformation video by Pior today on Carnifex Overlord. Something else I'm going to get to put my filthy, dirty hands on in a week or so. Shall we make the gun into a robot? I must invest into a decent cleaning cloth for this lens. So I think the best plan for this is to have a little walk around the gun mode and then try and put it into robot mode as eloquently as I can. I've only done it once, bear with me. But this toy is just so pretty and so nice, and there's lots of stuff that it does do, and there's a few things that it doesn't do, but in the main, it's just genuinely a leap forward in thought and technology from a Polypop to maketoys. Gun mode. Gun mode's pretty nice. Whoop. Gun mode is pretty sexy. This is granted the ugly side. It's got the P38 thing there, which I quite like. That's pretty cool. If you turn it around the other side, it doesn't have this channel missing here. That is for the transformation. There's nothing we can do about it at the moment. The handle is ginormous. If I want to hold it like that, it's well bigger than my hands are. Yes, I have the hands of a 12-year-old girl, but at the same time, they're not like stupidly small, like, you know, that guy that wants to be president small. It's lovely though. It's just, that's really nice. It looks like a proper stock. The design on the handle just kind of looks like it's supposed to. And yes, it's a little bit crazy paving. That's the only red that sticks through. But let's just think for a moment. Let's just assume for a moment that this is this, okay? This is how big it is. What have I got that's close to show you? Let's do it against Soundwave and the gun. You can see how big that gun is compared to Soundwave. As a alt mode, I've never held one of these as a gun. I don't know what a real gun is supposed to look. I don't know how big it's supposed to be, but I'm assuming it would actually fit in the palm of your hand and wouldn't be anywhere near this big, because you couldn't conceal this. This is massive. But let's just think for a moment what shape this is before we make this into a silly robot man. Take the top, flip that back. Take this piece, slide it forward. Can you see that there are holes in here? You need to get under that and pull that like that. Focus. That whole back section's going to open up. In there is his noggin, so we're going to somehow, this is the advantage of having little tiny fingies. Is it my day today? Can you see why I was a little scared of doing this on camera? About 6 minutes that's just taken me. Take the top like that, flip the head up on the ball joint. That's going to go round like that, and just keep it turning until you've now got gun face, sort of. Tilt the head up, push that back, lovely jubbly. Oh, hard. Well, let's hope that's the hardest bit. The trigger in the stomach is a thing of glory and a scary piece of scary. Pull these tabs apart, open up the back side, which then means that this is all starting to open up a little bit. Take that and lift it to the side. Take that and lift it to the side, and now we're starting to make a little bit of space either way. Take this, rotate it back. This isn't fun, by the way. This is just, I wanted to relish the opportunity of doing this on camera, because this is now going to go home, and probably more toys are just going to live here for a little while, because that's just how it is, I think, now. Now what we're going to do is take this black piece that hides everything, pull it down a little bit, and that's going to push down and just give you some finger room for fingering things. So that's going to go down in there. We're going to lift. Are you ready? Take the tabs, take the handle of the gun, and just start lifting stuff off like that, and just lift it all off gently. Then that's going to come apart. That's going to become two pieces. That's going to go one over the top of the other like that. That is then going to lift open like that, and you can see where we got two legs from. Same over here, second verse, same as the first. Lift that, pop that, take that, move it all the way back, slide it over there. One leg, t'other leg. We're going to pull that apart ever so gently, and can you see the feeties underneath? It's all starting to separate. Still recording, lovely. Pull gently, open up the trigger bar. Once that happens, you're going to be left with this big sort of lumpy bit inside, like that. And what you're going to do is take that, lift it up, take that, lift it up, keep going up, move that around down like that, and by the time you move all of that down together, you've made a crotch piece. So we're getting there. So what you need to do is now turn hip forward and just arrange the legs as you want them. Push that down to the side like that. We're going to take all of this gubbins. You're going to take that, roll that around like that, push that in like that, and then like that, and then roll all of this together and fight with it a little bit. I can't work it. I'm going to work it out later. Yes. Take this piece. I'm going to take that, fold it round. Take that, concertina itself, push one down on top of the other, push the silver piece back. It's going to make his hips. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. It's a little easier on the other side because you haven't got a lot of the gubbins hanging around. But we're going to do that. You're going to go pop pop. There's a tab at the bottom here that doesn't want to come, so you've got to go all the way round like that. Push one over the other. You end up with pauldrons like that. I wish this camera would catch up because it's got the cheap lens on it and it doesn't want to. There you go. So it's got this kind of concertina gig going on. It's not straightforward, is it? Okay, are you ready for some magic? Top of the gun handle thing. Pinch that at the top, undo it. Move it down ever so slightly. Okay? Fold that up, and then we're going to take all of this. See, all of this, we're going to rotate it up, we're going to rotate it up, we're going to keep it rotating up until we have an upside down trigger section. The trigger itself is going to fold up inside that space, but if I turn it around you can see what we're making, because now we've got a room full of Megatron parts. So what you do is you fold that, and then as all that sits flat, you start to realise that you have got Megatron parts. So that's going to clip into that, that's going to clip down onto that, and now we have the top of a Megatron. Doesn't that look brilliant? Wasn't that whole... Do you have any idea how long I sat in the background not filming that just to get that little section right? Scary, 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 scary. The rest of this shouldn't be quite so difficult. Don't quote me on it. Okay, so we're going to take the tip of the gun, the barrel, push it out, push it round. It's got this wobbly thing. We'll work the wobbly thing out shortly. Okay, we're going to take this horrible piece of panel lining here. We're going to get our fingernail underneath it. We're going to pull it back, and that is now going to come back and sit flush like that. We're going to pull ever so gently on this section, which is now, as you can see, all folded out, and it's slowly going to become an arm. So what we're going to do is move that round so it's at the side, move that like that, and then take the flap that we moved a minute ago and then move it the other way round so it now fits flush with the top of the shoulder, starting to get an arm. Then we're going to, can you see there's a slot there? Put your fingernail in that slot, start pulling stuff around a little bit, which is a two-hand job just because I want to make sure I've got the right amount of leverage on it. Yes, so we're going to take that, move that up, take the fist that's inside, rotate the fist. This is why people do these transformations without their faces in, because it's much easier to use two hands to pull stuff. Now we got fist ears. Now his elbow will bend in the right direction. The twisty, I'm not going to talk you through it too much at the moment. What we're going to do is take all of that jargon on the back, fold it up like that, fold it up like that so there's not too much pressure on it, fold one down flat against the other, there's a lovely big peg for it to stick in, try to move that like that, then take that hideous great big slot, and now you see why it comes into play, because now you've got his rear cannon thingy. Yes? Take on me that. Do that, do that, do that, do that. Push it all together front like that, which still gives you a nice tidy back panel. Look at that, it's quite sexy, I'm quite pleased with it. Okay, then we're going to take the arm, which frees up the little tab up here, rotate that way. We're going to, see, this is why, lift that, okay, that is then going to go down like that. And then that's going to go down like that, which then tucks into this piece of the shoulder and gives you one cohesive shoulder piece. We're going to rotate the hammer on the gun. We're going to, and I'm going to do it down here a moment if you will indulge me. All I did was separate that, which gives me an awful lot more clearance. Because the hammer's now been twisted, I can reach in for the fingies, and that's how it's going. And then I'm going to rotate that to get that up like that, close that, What now? So there is, see this chest piece? You can see there's a hole up under there. What you do is you take the chest piece, you fold it up, and then there's this bar under here, so you just get your thumbnail underneath that bar. In fact, what I'm going to do is open that to give it a bit more space. Then you've got that bar thing that goes underneath. Can you see it there? Bar thing underneath. So we're going to take our fingernails, we're going to rotate that bar down somehow. Come on, you son of a bitch. Can you see, can you see, can you see? We're going to lift it forward and up like that. And we are all good. Then we're going to pop Megatron back down. Then you've got nice cohesive Megatron chest. Yes? Yes. I'm loving that. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Pop that down like that. Nearly there. Okay, so let's get all of that straight. All you need to do now is take the feetsies, pull the feetsies down, take the toesies, pull the toesies out, take the little clip that's underneath, pull that, pull the heel out. Heels have got rubber pads built into them, so there's lots of friction and he'll stand nicely. Let's just do that quickly on the other side. Maketoys Megatron. A toy that is just so hard to articulately transform back into a robot, because you have to be so careful. A, because it's not mine. B, because it's glorious and it's fiddly and it's beautiful and it's clever and it's nowhere near as bad as Apollyon is, but it's still definitely worth taking some time over. That was so much hard work, I had to make a cup of tea. That was scary, and one of the scariest things that I still need to do, and I've not done it before. How am I going to edit all this down? So, Maketoys Despotron, their version of Megatron. He will go forwards and backwards. He will make, steady Eddie, some beautiful musical clickety-clacks. When I actually first did the hips, this is so beautiful and secure. I was actually a little worried that I was breaking him. That's how secure everything is. It's beautiful. Really got to pull those legs hard to get them out. Feet, he will go forwards, he will go backwards, and he will do ankle rockers, which are very much like. He will bend at the knee with quite a deep bend, beautiful deep bend. Knee isn't too broken up. If I go like that, can you see, then it's got a little bit of detail, but just enough to keep things sexy, yes? He will rotate at the waist. It's a very stiff rotation, but it's okay. I kind of trust it, but you would have to do it very slowly. These pauldrons on the side are a pain in the arse, and they will flop around all over the place. It's not the end of the world, you just need to contain them. The arms are beautiful and have this amazing transformation joint inside, because when I push that down it will suck up everything and still keep a nice beautiful shoulder range. That will push in if you don't want it there. It will go forwards, it will go backwards, it will do, as Timey would say, the cricketer's pose. He will go all the way up like that on the elbow because it's a double joint, which I love. The hands will twist and rotate. The fingers will, if I can just hold him by his arm, the thumb doesn't move. The fingies will twist. They will close on these three will close, leaving a pointy finger, and then you can close the pointy finger separately. The head is a gem. He will wobble from side to side. He will go all the way round. He will turn backwards if you want him to. It's a lovely ball joint. He will look down and he will look up. If you make him look up too far, his head will pop off because the heads are replaceable. But that is just beautiful. That is just out of focus. One of the only things that's really annoying is this, which has got no guts to it at all. It just flaps about I actually watched Bobby Skullface say that that wasn't very good, and I actually caught myself going, fucking hell, Bobby Skullface, you're so miserable. And then I had a little play with it, and sorry, Bobby Skullface, you are absolutely right. That's a dick. I hate it, it annoys me. It actually works slightly better if you tilt it in so more of it's touching on the back panel. We can't do an awful lot about that. The gun is everything that you would expect the gun to be. It's beautiful. Same on the other side. It's got this kind of clip system underneath. It's got this clip system underneath which goes on. It's triangular at either side, so when you want to pop it onto Megatron's arm, and this is the bit I'm scared of, here goes nothing. Megatron's arm, Megatron's gun, slide one over the other. Piece of piss. That was so annoying. I've been worried about that for ages. Oh well. Maketoys Despotron. A toy that is ultimately just massively too complicated and slightly too large because he has got good size to him to do in this style of review. Plus I'm playing with a new camera. Plus I think I need to turn the face recognition off with regards to the focus because it keeps recognising me and not the thing that I'm just thinging. The thinginy thing. I love him. When he goes home, I'm going to miss him. I'll always be happy with Apollyon. But to have them next to each other is just... This is the better one. Which is really annoying because Emily said for a little while, oh, maybe I'll take your Apollyon home and you can have this one here. I'd be happy with that. But they both have... Apollon's got much nicer hands and he's got a much better head sculpt. And the chest is slightly better. And they both have good stuff and they both have stuff that's not so good. But I will sincerely miss him when he goes home. This has been a horrible, debaucherous bodge of a review of something that I've been dreading doing. Wait till Overlord turns up.